She's running for the vice presidency. I call her Miss Lock Up a Brother, for when she was the AG in California, a Negro knew, a black man knew that he was dead in the water. He was dead in the water. Matter of fact, you don't need a trial. You might well go into jail if you appear before her, because she took pride in locking up black folk. And now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, you did, Kamala, however I should pronounce it. You did. And now we're supposed to forget all that stuff. Now that is who's supposed to deliver us. Now, are you crazy? I like what Maya Angelou says. She said, when people show you who they are, believe them. That's Kamala. And let me tell you, anybody who's trying to turn America into Sodom and Gomorrah is not good for this nation. She's not good for the state, and she ain't good for black folk. We need husbands and wives. We need fathers. We need mothers. Men born male, women born female. We need real people. Ow! Somebody shout something to God.
I've been telling you over and over, and I'm going to tell you again, stop listening to the media. That preacher had a whole lot to say. He knows about Kamala Harris. That was back when she was just basically doing her thing in California, but nothing has changed. People are coming out of the woodwork and they're speaking out against Kamala Harris. I'm going to say it right now. This woman is toast. Ignore the polls. I've said it for many videos. They can't win unless they get about 80 to 95% of the black vote. It ain't happening. I'm telling you, it ain't happening. I'm going to be making these videos probably over and over again, showing you how many black people are absolutely running away from Kamala Harris. They want no parts of her, especially, and I hate to say it, especially black men. So everything you're seeing in the media, everything you're seeing on Twitter, on YouTube, where they look to support Kamala Harris, is all astroturf. It's nothing but fake stuff. They're just putting things out there to try and make her look good. She's not going to have enough of the support from the black community that she would need to win the election. Just not there. You're going to see this honeymoon phase wear off really soon, and the real numbers in regards to Kamala Harris are going to evolve and be shown. They'll be revealed to you in probably a week or so, and the panic is going to set in with the Democrat Party all over again. So I want to show you some things that some people have been saying in the black community.
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Yeah, because
okay, so you got to look at and understand what's going on here. There's some sort of Zoom call where these black people are talking about Kamala Harris, and the woman on the left and on the bottom row saying she's going to vote for Kamala Harris solely because she's a black woman. No other reason. I'm voting for Kamala because she's black. And you see a bunch of the other people going, oh no, you're not one of those people, are you? Well, she's about to get schooled by the gentleman in the top row. Listen to this.
I can't vote.
I'm going to go back to what somebody was saying, where it's not voting for someone, but majority will vote for somebody else just to
hold on. Let me line this out.
I think majority
is it only because she a black woman?
Yeah.
Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
Okay, so we're in 3 proxy wars with some of the most powerful leaders in the world. She failed at the border, in which we have an estimation of 15 to 20 million people illegally into this country.
Remember, the media is trying to tell you that never happened. She wasn't in charge of the border. But somehow, this young black man, he knows, just like you know and just like I know.
That is literally overtaking and bankrupting Chicago to the tune of over $400 million per year, and they are in a deficit. Oakland is going out of business. San Francisco, ditto. California, $65 billion deficit. New York, They're literally cutting trash, in which they are the rattiest, dirtiest city, and they've taken up resources as far as free healthcare, free hotels to the tune of $600 a day. They're literally taking over your schools. Your taxpayer dollars are going to fund the migrant crisis. She was supposed to be in charge of this. We have a failing economy. Every single day I see people getting on the internet talking about $30 an hour is the new minimum wage because inflation is fucking out of control. At one point, it was at almost 10%, depending on what city that you in. She has no policy, no record to stand on. One of the biggest things that she did in her career was lock up more black men than ever before, but we sitting here and vote her in office on identity politics. The very person that she was under as far as the president of the United States of America, she called him racist during a debate.
If you remember, she went after Dementia Joe at the debate and called him racist, and then became his vice president. And as things evolved, even just last week, oh, Joe, I love you. It's all phony. They know she's phony. The only people who seem to not know that she's phony are the, basically purple-haired women that want to remove babies. The media knows she's phony. They're just playing along. They're doing what they're being paid to do.
Which shows you how fake she is. And the only thing that we can stand on from a policy perspective is whether or not she's black and she's a woman. We did that during the Obama administration, and he didn't do anything for black people. As a matter of fact, y'all complain because the only person that he did, or the only group of people that he really stood for is the alphabet community, and that's his landmark thing that he's still standing on today.
Gotta wonder why he stood for the alphabet community. But I'm not gonna go there. Don't worry, not gonna go there. But black people, no. This man talked about everything that was going on in black communities across the country and how these newcomers are being favored over people in that community. And he's schooling this girl right now.
So the only thing that we have to stand on is identity politics. That shit didn't work with Tiffany Henyard in Dayton, Illinois. It didn't work with Karen Bass. It didn't work with Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. It didn't work with Brandon Johnson that then took over her position in Chicago. It didn't work with Andre Dickens in Atlanta. It didn't work with Eric Adams in New York. It doesn't work across the country. Every single Democratic city is a hellhole. And we sitting here talking about identity politics?
No retort. The girl had no response whatsoever. When you put it to them, there was a group of 10 black people on that call, on that Zoom call. So one person said, yeah, I'm going to vote for Kamala because she's black and a woman. And this guy just went, you serious? Are you serious? Because that ain't going to fly here. And she had nothing to say. Did he change her mind? I don't know, maybe not. But you saw the reaction of a bunch of those other people on that call. They were like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. We know what Barack Obama did. We lived through it. We were all part of that hope and change. But unfortunately, he only wanted to take care of the alphabet community. And I'm not talking about FBI, CIA. You know what I'm talking about. That's all he cared about. And the black people noticed. So when I see people these days talking about Barack Obama's endorsement of Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama's endorsement of Kamala Harris, and they make a big deal of it, I'm like, you guys really don't know what's going on in the hood. You don't realize those people, Michelle and Barack, don't carry as much weight as you think that they do. They've been let down. They've been disappointed. They've been bamboozled into regards of what Barack Obama means in the black community. Sure, there's going to be a certain amount of people that just go ahead and vote because she's sort of black, but it's not going to be in the numbers that she's going to need to overcome Donald Trump. Now check out this group of black people, hear what they have to say.
Before y'all Democrats start trying to play the race card, I want y'all to understand this. Kamala is not black, her kids is not black, her husband is not black, she does not come from black culture, so don't tell me I got to support Kamala Harris because she black. The race pander from the Democratic Party got to stop. It's really that simple.
So y'all get in here. President Biden done dropped out of the race. He endorses Kamala Harris. Kamala have not done anything but laugh for the last 3.5 years. She ain't did nothing but laugh her way through the last 3.5 years. I mean, and the dialogue, the talks that she did do or have was so misconstrued, couldn't understand them. Most of the time, nobody knew what she was talking about. Y'all, come on. Is Kamala, is she the one? Is she who America wants to hold nuclear codes to make decisions for war, send our sons and daughters to war? I mean, everything for the last 3.5 years been funny.
It's amazing to me that Joy Reid or Rachel Maddow or Whoopi Goldberg and the ladies on The View, they never go out and talk to real people. It's almost like they're afraid of what they might hear. The people on CNN, MSNBC did a panel, but they did it with mostly white people. Why aren't any of these news hosts, why are they not going into the hood and talking to black people? Well, I'll give you the answer, because they might get told the truth and they don't want you to hear it.
Kamala, who y'all, the plot thickens, and who gonna run with them? The plot thickens.
Remember when you asked me why I didn't vote for Kamala Harris and how could I be so anti-black woman? Let me show you.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked...
This is Tulsi Gabbard talking about Kamala Harris at the debate, 4 years ago.
From death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
They think black people don't remember that. They think that was just a blip that they were able to get past, and now they're going to just put up Kamala, and nobody is going to remember any of that. Big mistake.
You were standing in line in your Chucks and Pearls thinking that she was a black woman because she went to all the right schools, she pledged right people, because everybody knows that the black vote is the unknown variant. That means that they truly show up for what it is that they support. And the black community embraced and supported. When Kamala got in office, she told y'all that she wasn't black and she identified as otherwise.
Is going to doom her. Many people remember that. As she talked about being an Indian American woman. It wasn't that she became black until she needed to become black. And now people are just calling her a black woman. Whereas black women and black men, they're not buying it. They're not buying it whatsoever.
She had utilized your educational system, your support, your fraternities, your sororities. And she turned around and gave you her kiss. Y'all gonna vote for her again? Inquiring minds.
Y'all women, you better not do that Don't do it. Do not do it. Yeah, you seen Biden dropped out. Do not vote for no Kamala. You have no idea. I'm telling you now, you have no idea what you're gonna cause. Yes, we gonna stick together. That's an Indian woman. That ain't our people.
Told you. Like I said, I'm tuned in. I hear what people are saying. And the media doesn't want people to see this, which is why I'm actually out here making videos about it. That's why I end up making so many videos about what the black community is really thinking about Joe Biden and about Kamala, because nobody else wants to talk about it. They want to put up these fake polls and say Kamala's surging in the polls. She's going to do so well against Donald Trump. I'm talking to the people. I'm looking out here and I'm compiling videos and I'm seeing what people have to say. And I'm telling you right now, there are very few real videos from real people who are supporting Kamala. She's spending a ton of money trying to get influencers like Harry Sisson out there and some other black people that are basically she's buying. But the real ones, no, she ain't got it.
Get away from that. Do not do it. This woman is more crooked than you think. Don't do it. Do not do it. Y'all feminists, do not do it. You have yourselves to blame. You vote for that woman. Watch what's going to happen. Watch what's going to happen. You have nothing but to blame yourself when it happens. Don't you vote for that. Don't vote for that.
Oh.
Y'all don't see the agenda? This will be the first female president.
Uh-huh.
And then they try to say, oh, the first black female president. Nah.
No.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Now, why should you be offended? You would think, oh, yeah, we black people. We supposed to support our black folk. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me explain something to you.
I love that.
You should be offended beyond rapport because of the fact that somebody is willing to put someone in a seat for their color, even when they're not qualified to do a favor for you. Let me explain to you how the last 4 years have went. 3 coming into this 4. Let me explain something to you. So for the first three years, Kamala has not cared about the black community. Okay? Kamala and Biden have been doing everything in their power to support illegal immigrants.
Bingo. Exactly. And they don't think the black community has taken notice of this? Do they not realize that in these inner cities where you're pushing the newcomers and you're putting them up in hotels and you're giving them debit cards and everything else, you don't think people are seeing this? You don't think that they've noticed this for the last 3 years and now you just want to dance into the black community, go to a black sorority, and you think it's okay? They're just supposed to ignore what they've seen for the last 3 years and how you've treated the black community and how you've treated the Hispanic community. You think that they're just going to forget it? You got another thing coming.
Man, if you love black people, if you love black women, you would not want Kamala Harris to stand for president of the United States. You know? If you love black women and support black women, you wouldn't want Kamala Harris to serve as president of the United States.
Ain't nobody voting for Kamala Harris, y'all. I don't know why y'all keep saying vote for Kamala Harris. It's not happening. She would never step foot as the president ever in her life. And for black people to vote for the Democratic Party, regardless of how you put it, is stupid. Y'all don't know the history of the Democratic Party. They've never been for black people, ever.
So the DNC, the GCCC, and the Democratic Party all actively forgoed a primary process. And they
Bingo. That's another thing. People understand about being treated fairly. You're not giving anybody a choice. Even Democrats can see you are not treating people fairly. You just anointed Kamala Harris as the chosen one, and you expect everybody to go along with your decision. Not understanding there are quite a few people out there going, oh man, this ain't right.
They were telling us that Joe was ready to go, even though you and I both knew that Joe probably hasn't known what day it is since about 2022. And now we're expected to support Kamala Harris, who, mind you, is not only a member of his administration, so an active participant in what is going on in Gaza, but she's also a cop, a prosecutor who ruined a lot of black families in California.
She's 5-0, man. Kamala Harris is 5-0. That's not going to set well with a lot of people in the black community, especially how she has treated so many people in the black community in California.
She was actually so unpopular in her home state that she had to drop out of the 2020 race prior to the voting because she kept coming in 5th place in all the polls.
Do they think people forgot that? Do they not realize people remember this woman couldn't even get enough support to get a single delegate? Nobody wanted her. Nobody in the black community, nobody in the Hispanic community, nobody in the white community wanted Kamala Harris. Now you think just because she's basically been hiding with Biden for the last 3.5 years, that all of a sudden you can just put her out there in front, let her take the stage as the headline act, and she's going to be fine, and everyone's just going to coalesce behind her. Y'all got another thing coming.
So, no, I will not be supporting Kamala Harris. I don't care how much they black girl magic her over the next couple of months. I will not be supporting Kamala Harris, and you shouldn't either. Democratic nominees are voted for. They debate. They actually go through a real primary process. Kamala Harris did not do that. Joe Biden didn't even do that. And I want to be very clear that when Donald Trump wins in November, that it is because of the fact that the Democratic Party, the DNC, and the DCCC have decided to forgo democracy because they do not actually care about upholding democracy.
They don't care about anything. Like that woman said, the black girl magic ain't gonna work. It's gonna wear off. That potion is toast. And people are going to begin talking about it. Like I said, I have hours of videos from Hispanic people, from black people. I've got videos from gay people saying, no man, she ain't it. So you have to understand, everything that you're seeing in the media right now is complete astroturf. It's fake. There's nothing real about it. They're trying to prop her up because they have nobody else. They're desperate. They're absolutely desperate. And I've heard a few people say, I don't know if they'd be stupid enough to do this, but I've heard a few people say in the next 10 to 14 days, if her numbers don't show that she can beat Trump, they may yank her out. I'm like, that would be idiotic. That would just be insane if they yanked her out twice. Do it to 2 people? Yank out Joe and yank out Kamala? Are you kidding me? But obviously they're stupid enough to think that people are just jumping up and saying, we want to vote for Kamala. They have no idea. Or do they? Do they really know that she's a lost cause and they're just basically yeah, there's nothing really we can do right now. Let's play for 2028. Because none of this makes sense. Absolutely none of it. It's all fake. You saw the call from Obama, and they're trying to pretend like he had just called her up, but yet there's a camera and a microphone in front of her because, you know, it was spontaneous. It's all fake. Every single thing they're doing right now is fake to try and get numbers up for Kamala. What will happen if her numbers don't grow? What will happen if she can't even get close to Trump? When they got rid of Joe, it was based upon the internal data, the real poll. The real polls are what they really look at because they're real. What they show in the media, for the most part, is not real. Watch what happens in the next 10 to 14 days. You're going to see whether or not she really has any chance of going up against Trump. I can tell you this, Trump is ready. People have said, you know, why isn't he out there just punching? Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to really use any money. He's going to do a couple rallies. He's got people like me and other YouTubers out here just telling the story for him. It's going to be okay. I really think he's going to basically blow Kamala out of the water. And why do I feel that way? Is because I'm seeing videos and tweets by real people. Not the AstroTurf ones they use, but by real people. Got more coming for you. Stay tuned.